All right, fellas, let's get on with this. Are we all here?
I'm right here, Brock. I'll be honest, gentlemen. I don't know much about this heavy rock music, even though most of its fans are my voters. So given my age, you all can well imagine the most rockin' music I listened to growing up was Elvis Presley.
That's because you want to be him, Crooked Joe.
Shut up, Donald. I saw you bumping jailhouse rock outside your condo every time I came to New York City before you were president.
Guys, that's enough. George, are you here?
Bush isn't here. He sent me to cover for him because he lacks attention to pop culture so badly that he had to learn that Jay's is Bianca's husband from Jimmy Kimmel. I'm quite sure I'll know more about this than all of you anyway.
That's because you're a freak like the two left-wing zealots in this group chat Wednesday. Now I'm wondering why I'm here while I can be rallying my campaign in Georgia anyway.
Come on now. Let's grow the hell up and get started with our bingo chart. I think we all know who belongs in the center position, and that is Slayer, since they were the first to be confirmed for Riot Fest.
I couldn't agree more, Joe. I hope you all remember I came from Chicago, and I was there when Riot first started in 2005, so I'll definitely have the help we need to get a good shot at bingo. I'd say above Slayer goes some for you, and because I saw their tour with the Interrupters, and they have a festival date in Chicago on September 20. Surely it has to be Riot Fest.
Well, Riot Fest is clearly owned by very rude people since they banned my good friend Kid Rock. So I guess I have to go with something corporate. Yes, that pun was intended because something corporate should go underneath Slayer.
I'm putting Pimore next to Sum 41. Their tour with Taylor Swift going into September is in my foresight, so surely they have to be at Riot Fest.
I think we know Riot Fest is going to have hip-hop like they always do, so I say we put Wu-Tang Clan in the top left corner.
What do you know about rap, Sleepy Joe? You can barely pronounce the genre's name, and I know you're just predicting them since they were there the last two times Slayer was at Riot.
At least I can pronounce genre and have Eminem on my side. I still find it funny how your praise for Eminem is as big as his resentment to you. Okay, underneath something corporate, let's have Denzel Curry. He's a rapper that does a lot of festivals in this September in Chicago, so I think he's worth a shot.
All right, my turn. So last year, they were supposed to have Danzig, but he canceled his set. Being a Chicago native, I know Riot Fest likes to bring in artists who have had to cancel in the previous year or two. They did the same thing in 2020 with My Chemical Romance, Misfits, and 9 Inch Nails, so I have no doubt they'll do it for Danzig. Right about Sum 41, he goes.
Wait a second. Why did Sleepy Joe get to go twice and then Obama drama? And what's wrong with your picture, Rock? Have you forgotten how to use a quality picture like your sleepy apprentice would have?
Do you really need a Generation Z girl to tell your baby boomer ass that a profile picture's quality doesn't matter in this day and age?
Chill out, fellas. This is all just for fun. People are probably watching this video just to laugh at how we didn't get bingos anyway. Nevertheless, you made your point Wednesday. Now make your prediction.
Let's have Buzzcocks to the right of Danzig. They've played Riot before and are on tour this year with no Chicago shows and nothing in September.
Damn, Wednesday, it sounds like you're picking a more poppy group just to avoid sounding like a freak. It's too bad we can still hear it.
Shut up, Donald. I know you just put Buzzcocks to the left knowing damn well I said right to make me sound like a liberal. Well, newsflash, I don't care about your politics, so just for that, I'm going twice, put no doubt to the right of Danzig. And I mean it this time. Gwen has them back together this year, so I have no doubt Riot Fest is on deck for them.
I hope that pun was intended. Wednesday. I liked it. Let's get Anthrax and Mastodon to the right of Corey. I knew with Slayer coming in as the curveball we saw, it would be smart to predict metal bands accompanying them, since that's what happened the last time Slayer played Riot Fest.
Sleepy Joe, what did I say about using the word smart? Riot Fest is a punk and alternative rock festival, and it's going to stay that way.
Do I really have to be the moderator of these oldsters bickering? I can't believe we're talking about Mastodon and Anthrax but leaving out Slipknot. Don't you oldsters know that they played one of the most memorable shows in Riot Fest history? I'm putting them above Mastodon.
That's because Slipknot are a bunch of freaks just like you, Wacky Wednesday. And by the way, they only played that one time because 9 Inch Nails canceled at the last minute and Riot Fest was desperate for a replacement. So Slipknot stepped up. What makes you think that'll happen again?
Donald, did you not just hear her say that Slipknot put on one of the most memorable performances in Riot Fest history? I paid attention, and yet you think I'm the one who's sleepy. In that case, it's time for Sleepy Joe to make a killer prediction. Let's have Roll Blood to the left of Slipknot.
Good decision, Joe. They are very active in festival playing this year and apparently have no Chicago shows in September. To the right of Slayer, I'm putting Veruca Salt. They're an alternative rock band from Chicago and are always looking for gigs, so surely they can easily land a 30 to 45 minute set at Riot Fest.
Chicago, Chicago, Chicago is all I hear from you, Rock. It's time for the real musically contributing president to make his unbiased pick. I'm going with Circle Jerks to the left of Slayer. They were for all of 2020 with one of their members catching code, having easily recovered from code. Myself, they'd make a strong comeback this fall.
It's my turn again. Above Circle Jerks, let's have Black Flag. They are active this year and Riot Fest would take them in a heartbeat.
I knew you'd pick someone Frankish, Wacky Wednesday, Black Flag. I'm starting to think you're far left like the other two zealots in this chat.
Will you shut up, man? You're getting Black Flag confused with Anti-Flag since they're the band known for their left-wing music. So you have no room to talk anyway. I'm going Faith No More to the right of no doubt. But Rock is right. Riot Fest does like to bring back acts that have canceled in previous years, which Faith No More did and still hasn't returned. So I'm going with them returning this year.
Right on, Joe. I'm flattered that you're reliving the glory days of following my lead. Now then, let's have Tech 9 under Faith No More. I haven't heard much from him, but he plays lots of festivals and has a song called Riot Maker. Knowing Riot Fest, they will crave that.
Lead, it's lead, Rock. I guess that's the only dirt I can dig on you since you finally didn't mention Chicago. Well, I would like to put a country act in since country is the music scene that respects me the most, but I guess Riot Fest resents that how disrespectful. I know they'll take meat puppets because they're punk enough to be there having been there before, and their country so under you Tang Clan they go.
Now I'm calling you disgusting Donald. Don't ever mention country music again. I know you know about the country folks that have harassed my friends at Nevermore. Moving on, let's put Fall Out Boy in. Everyone at Nevermore likes Fall Out Boy and they've even mentioned them playing at some big festival like Riot.
That's a very good pick. Wednesday. Fall Out Boy is on a big tour. No Chicago show yet. Besides, I'm sure you can kill thanks for the memories on cello. I'm going with Ween. They're very alternative and experimental with Riot gigs, so under Fall Out Boy they go.
They have played Riot Fest before, so that's a good assumption, Joe. They do like bringing back acts that have played before. Well, the festival's Rebel stage is going to need someone with the shock value that Insane Clown Posse brought last year, and they were there both times Slayer was there, so I'm with Gore to the right of Rukasol.
Wow. And Wacky Wednesday thinks I'm disgusting Donald after my predecessor put in the most disgusting band of all time.
Man up, Donald, and we know you're just saying that about Gore because they took a dummy that looks like you and ripped it apart with blood and guts on stage.
It's time for Deftones. Surely with Slayer back, the festival could bring Deftones for a second time too.
Enough with the Frankish bands. Wacky Wednesday. I guess I'll go since there's only 2 spots left with Sleepy Joe and I too finish them anyway. We do a better job on this together than we ever would on the Southern Border Crisis. Let's have Good Charlotte. They're not too Frankish because anyone can relate to them.
Well, I guess Sleepy Joe is now wide awake to finish this off. And for your information, disgusting Donald, not everyone can relate to Good Charlotte. I bet you didn't even give them one thought when signing the Music Modernization Act. Now then, let's finish this off with NOFX. Their farewells are just like disgusting Donald since neither of them have Chicago dates. So in the last spot they go.
You'll be taking more cheap shots when you concede in November, Crooked Joe, because you've got another thing coming.
Don't worry, Joe. I'll have your back as always. Wednesday, I'm sorry you had to hear us politicians going on with our nonsense. Thank you for joining us in this interesting round of bingo. You've been a huge help.
Don't mention it, Barack. Now I'll be curious to hear the gossip from my peers at Nevermore when they see that I was in a discussion with presidents since none of us have political allegiance.